Why are niggas so dumb? We are we're hypnotized by hard work. I was talking to my man. I asked my man leave. It was like, if it's hard work and we have to put in mad hours to get money, we don't complain.
Yeah.
But when we get the money, we don't complain when we have to give it out
At all.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Disney.
What's up, YouTube? It's cold up in here, so I had to put a blanket on for a second. Cold. I just want to start it off with a clip. This is SimRenewal, where we try to think. Sometimes have some funny videos, sometimes have some serious videos. This one, I just want to put a clip from the Fresh and Fit podcast as they had guest speaker on. I'm gonna put that clip in the description below. But what I'm trying to do on this one is, instead of reacting to it, I'm going to put that in the description below for you to check it out. Yet listen to my response to it first. Go click on it after you hear the response. So let me jump straight into it. Well, this specific individual said something extremely amazing, that if you look at the manosphere, the red pill community, and all the what is going on right now, this one guy has simply said men and women needs to understand that there is a exchange. You have to give up something for something else, and we all know it. Yet from the relationship perspective, you don't really think about how often that you really have to give up something for something else. Let's use men and women on this one. I love to hear thought-provoking perspective, and it's not just one-sided, because women don't like hearing it when it's all about men and talking about women, and women are okay if just letting it be talked about men. But this is holding both people accountable. If you're a man and you're taking care of all the responsibilities, the serious responsibilities to maintain the relationship from the perspective of caregiving and financing any potential problems and your lifestyle, that comes with a trade-off. For the woman, if you're making no money, then understand that he truly dictates everything. Yet women don't like having power kind of put over them, so they want to go out and make their own money. Yet let's go ahead and go to this conversation. If you are wanting to make your own money just so he doesn't have power over you, then most likely the relationship you're in is not healthy for you, because you should not feel as though he is going to be a tyrant and abuse his power if you did not have financially anything to provide. You need to focus on what are the other things that you can provide to make sure the relationship is good, because you have to really think about the fact that he has already made it known it's okay and comfortable for you not to work. If your working is only for the fact of not having him dominate in this form or fashion, then the relationship is not for you. Let's flip it. Let's go ahead and flip it. Woman making all the money. Men, you cannot come up and say how wonderful, how you need to this, and this as a man. You can't have that conversation if she's providing all those aspects. It's literally vice versa. If she wants to set the ground rules because she's providing for you all, it's just like if you get out of the relationship perspective of like couples and just think about it from a relationship from parents to child. Children are normally 99.5% of the times not providing money into the household to sustain the family while there's a parent involved. Most times, especially when the child is young. So the child doesn't really have much say so in the changing and how the relationship goes between the parent and the child, and when it comes down to the household. You don't contribute in such a manner that you dictate how everything goes. You can just voice your opinion of how you feel and hope that the individual who holds the responsibility and power literally adheres to what you're saying. That same dynamic happens in relationships. The thing is, I played that clip at the beginning. Men are emphasized to work hard all their lives. You can't get anywhere without working hard. So much so, even if you tell a guy to work smart compared to hard, he's going to work smart, but he's going to work his butt off. He's going to work extremely hard to get where he's going. And what is in entrepreneurship, or if you're building a business, it takes money to make money. So you work hard and you give out money because you have to, and you get accustomed to that just so you can make money. Well, even if you don't make it and be a successful entrepreneur, you're super successful in many aspects. If you have some form of money and you worked hard for it, you do not, like he said, complain about having to put up with all these unreasonable expectations for you to make the money. So you don't worry about giving out the money because you turn around and just make the money right back. Which is why we have the negative culture of men buying women. And women are normally looking at men as pocketbooks. Why? Because women's nature has always been to get the best individual who is the best provider in form of security. Let me say it again. She was supposed to get the best provider in form of security. If she's doing what she's naturally intended to do to find her best select, you have to understand the value that you bring, and you're trying to emphasize this, and you can't buy her. She's already looked at you for the money, so you just throwing it out. Well, can someone outbeat you in that aspect? If you really look at relationships from a monetary perspective to her being a sex object, what's the point of being in a relationship if you can go on Pornhub? Let's be real, you can get on Pornhub and watch a bunch of stuff for free. If you see a woman on a podcast and she says she has OnlyFans, you can watch that for very little money. So you can get the mental stimulation, and you can, as a guy, you can go ahead and get your physical stimulation from watching somebody that you're not even with. But that is a negative trait in the brain, because all you're doing is saying, all I really want is sex. And if that's what you want, you're kind of computing every woman that you run into to simply being sex and buying her for sex. And when I say buying her, you're not buying her directly by just like, hey, I own you. It's getting her all the objects, taking her out on trips, paying for her rent. You're doing these things, throwing money at her to keep her around. Well, when you hit hard times, she's gonna leave. When you don't have as many resources, she's gonna go because you have built that relationship off finances alone. Finances is important, extremely important. Yet, if you continue to make it seem like the only value she truly gives you is, what is it, Cardi B, the WAP, she gives you the WAP, then just really take it on, guys. It's your fault how you're trying to get a woman. A man who really, let's talk about the high value, because I listened to another video and it was pretty interesting. If you're a high value man, most times you're not talking about the fact that you're high value. If you're a high value man, it's most times you have different forms of resources, and a lot of the super high value people don't make themselves known. They're in this age of entrepreneurship, there's probably a lot more un unrecognized high earning men who carry themselves as a respectable man than you have in that proportion, even the ones that are known. If you're flaunting to women in any aspect of you what you have earned just to entice them to get them, you're not high value. Money doesn't just make you have high value. You're not. That's why I'm like I like the manosphere and I like what's going on, but it's not what my channel is and what my channel plans to be. Um, yeah, just think about it. The money that you're giving out, the money you're giving out is not really making yourself seem better because you can be, um, you can have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. You can make 50,000. If your mindset is the same, where it is, I see woman, I want woman, I buy woman and take woman out continuously to win the affection and attraction of woman so I can sleep with woman, so I can have her physically, you might as well got a prostitute. Let's be real. You might as well got a night walker because your entire intention was to pretty much get a night walker. You could have got that for cheap for about 20, $30. It max spent 100 and had a good night. But you spent thousands trying to get a specific lady. You can make 500,000 if you're doing that to get ladies. You're no different. That means your money is just a resource to get the woman. Your money and your value is not based off your competency and what you have gained and what you're continuing to do. Those are a mean to the end to get a woman. And I fought all men whose purpose in life was to gain success and money and resources simply to gain women. It's your fault. It's your fault that women overvalue themselves. It's your fault that they only value themselves as a sex object in most ways, and they have realized how to leverage their physical attributes for their personal gain way more than you as a man working hard. With the traditional perspective and trying to have traditional relationships in a modern day time, tradition comes with the factor of saying that you're doing something without really taking up in how this truly benefits you in the long run. It's just traditional. You're doing it because it's traditional. This is something that I seem pretty interesting to me because it's not what we normally hear. Traditional is traditional because that means you're following history's past and it worked well, but you're just inheriting it and you're not really putting too much thought into why you're doing it. Modern day perspective is literally being conscious and thinking about why you're doing what you're doing. And really can't fault too many women for this. Modern day women have found how to leverage what makes them the most valuable, despite if it's real or fake, and take the resources from the person who barely has anything to the person who makes $1 million. Because if there are going to be men in all those tiers that's willing to do that, then there's no downside for women to have that mentality. Why? Why? You only have one life to live. Why make yourself shoot yourself short by saying I'm going to be modest? For all the women who are actually trying to have relationships and not go out for themselves solely, they will go to a traditional route. They will eventually go down towards a traditional route, and things will be happy for the both of them. But realize, in the modern perspective, in leveraging what is beneficial, realistically, men will never be able to win this competition. We really need women to understand and have empathy and realize that men should be trying to fight for relationships more, because men are not going to win this one. Even though men are truly the prize, you're not going to win. You're not going to win because they're going to always be somebody out there that's willing to overvalue her sexuality enough that they can enjoy her, and she never obtains the true relationship that she wants, but she had a lot of fun up until a certain point. And if that continues, there are going to be a slew of men, a bunch of men who did not get the opportunity to truly be with the woman that he wanted, and eventually it's going to kind of it's going to eventually make it to the point where even if these women do what they do, have the life that they live, make all the bad decisions, have all the fun, unless men are okay with not having a woman altogether, with men have never gotten to that point. Men want women. They try to always find someone younger, but if this mentality continues on to the next generation and the generation after that, unless women come back over here and see how relationships work, all that's going to happen is men are going to lose out and have to wait till longer to get in a serious relationship with some woman. Women gonna have fun until men completely stop doing the white knighting and buying her. It's gonna get to your 30, 35, get a serious relationship with an older woman, already seasoned, because the younger women behind her is getting into that phase of simply going through the motions, getting the best they get in life, and be real, men do as much as they can to get women. So there's gonna be a lot of men who just get out the race. There's gonna be a lot of insecure men, boys that will just who that's sad. They're gonna get out the race altogether. There's gonna be a lot of more trans people in the next 10 years if this keeps going. A lot of trans. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Watch this the video in the description below. Peace out.